Welcome to the Daily, presented by EA Sports FIFA 12. It's Tuesday, October 18th. With Greg Lawless, I'm Jason Seguini. CONCACAF action tonight in Dallas, and it's a great game where one of these teams will move on and one will go home. FC Dallas taking on Toronto FC at 8 p.m. Eastern tonight, Greg, on Fox Soccer Channel.
Yeah, and it's a harder task, I think, for Toronto going down to Dallas. FC Dallas finding their form again, and this past weekend they got the victory. Breck Shea looks like he's back, and they just seem rejuvenated after that international break when they got some rest. Toronto also playing well, though. If you think about what they've done over the last 2 months or so since they got some of the new players, made some trades, they've looked good. Ryan Johnson actually coming out and saying despite that 20-point disparity in MLS standings, they feel like they're right on par with Dallas. I can't say I agree with that one. I think that Dallas are better, and I think Dallas definitely are looking to move forward into the knockout stages, and I think they're going to take this one.
All right, that game's at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and then there's another game after it at 10 on Fox Soccer Channel. That is Seattle taking on Monterrey. Remember last time Seattle went down to Monterrey and beat them. That was the big story in the early rounds of this CONCACAF Champions League group stage. Now Seattle has a chance to potentially knock Monterrey out of the competition.
Yeah, the defending champions are on the ropes right now, and the Sounders have them right where they want to. However, you have to imagine that because the Sounders are already through to the knockout stage, they're not necessarily going to play all their starters. Let's not forget they just played on Saturday night with that big Casey Keller tribute match at CenturyLink. Now on Tuesday, you have to imagine there are going to be some of the reserves put in there. Seattle might want to save their guys as they're heading into the playoffs, so there are going to be a lot of games in a short period of time. And I think that they're also thinking about this. Since we're through, we don't have to worry about it. And how nice is it to see an MLS team already through, and we don't have to worry about them getting into the knockout rounds?
All right, another team that is going to be playing to try to get into the next round is the LA Galaxy. And the Galaxy are getting some good news, I guess. Maybe news they already knew, but we didn't. Martin Rogers from Yahoo Sports reporting that David Beckham actually close to re-signing with the LA Galaxy for a year. We've heard so much about Paris Saint-Germain as his next destination, Greg. This is good news for LA.
Well, I certainly hope that the Galaxy know exactly what's happening in this case. Yeah, lots of reports over the last month or so that Paris Saint-Germain, new owners there, the Qatari owner group that has a stake in Al Jazeera Sports Network as well, that they took over PSG, and the first thing they wanted to do was bring in Beckham to help them promote their new contract with the French League. However, now Yahoo coming out and saying the Galaxy are very close to re-signing him. This, I think, all hinges on the flexibility the Galaxy will allow to Beckham to go and play for England at the Olympics in 2012 in London. He has stated all along that he wants to be involved in that, and so it all comes down to that flexibility, I think.
Final note from yesterday, Extra Time Radio was brought to you by the letter K. Frank Klopas and Casey Keller, our guests yesterday.
And of course the four of us are what, Muppets out there with Sesame Street, that kind of thing. Some great stuff from Casey Keller, taking us back to the early 90s when he first went to Europe and was a pioneer there, and then brought us all the way up to that great night at CenturyLink on Saturday, the big motorcycle that he got as a gift from the Sounders. And then Frank Klopas talking about that incredible comeback that the Chicago Fire pulled off against DC United. He said he's only seen that since his indoor days, back when he said 10 seconds was like an eternity in indoor, and here it was with Chavez getting that winner late. Some great stuff from both of them.
All right, you can get that on iTunes or Buzzsprout if you missed it yesterday. We'll be back on The Daily tomorrow.